It's okay.
Oh, yummy.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So this week we're talking about helping your prospects become customers or distributors. So, we've already gone through making our list, inviting people, presenting the information, and then following up with them. And now it's like, well, are they going to join our team or are they going to just be a customer? How do we help them do that? And the first thing is, I just want to say, remember, it's your job to guide them to a decision, okay? And that's the natural thing to do because, you want to be professional and follow up, because people aren't going to say, hey, can I have an order form or can I join your team? And I think I had shared with you guys, the Nordstrom's analogy where you just hate it when somebody's leaving you, naked in the dressing room and they never come back and say, hey, can I put the register for you or get you a different size? Those are buying questions. So asking people, would you like to get started is really, really important that you do that, because you kind of come to now it's time. Either they're going to or they're not, okay? So what you don't want to do is have this shrinking little posture where you're like, hey, well, maybe get started. You're going to say, hey, okay, if I answered all your questions, are you ready to get started? You just kind of want to be positive with that, because really, you're being the consultant there, okay? So you want to ask good questions. And I know, Vicki, before we had gotten started, you had said, asking what do you think, and we're actually going to talk about that. There's better questions to ask, and I'm going to go through some of those, and those were in the book as well. Yeah. But remember that your words are either going to instill confidence or they're going to plant seeds of doubt. So you want to be confident. And of course, why wouldn't you be? Because you know what you have to offer them, okay? This is something that happens a lot, is people will sometimes assume that, gosh, we know they're just not going to be interested. I will tell you that most people are interested. So if you're going to assume something, you might as well assume that they probably will be, okay? So you want to be prepared with what you need to get those order details. So for some people, it's having an order form with them or a distributor application with them. For me, because I know what's on there and what I need, I just usually take their information on a note in my iPhone and put it in when I get home. Or for some people, it might be opening up the Juice Plus website and putting it in right there, either on the computer or the phone. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're ready to go with either of those situations. Okay, we've got somebody still kind of moving some stuff around. If you could just please mute yourself, that'd be great. Okay, so the other thing is, you want to be detached from the outcome, okay? Your goal, remember, is education and understanding, and helping them make that decision, and it's going to be a positive impact for their lives. So, it doesn't matter whether they say yes or no. Your job was just to relay that information. And guess what? Not everybody is going to say yes. Get over it, okay? A lot of people will. If you ask them and you're positive and you've kind of followed these easy little steps that take no time, your success rate goes way up. But be detached. I mean, either they're interested or they're not. You're just trying to help. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to get into trying to talk them into it, okay? When you assume they will, of course they will, because they're going to benefit. Why wouldn't they want to have 30 different raw fruits and vegetables, or even 50 if you do the shake, pumping through their body, okay? You also want to remember that people don't want to just do this by themselves. So you want to be there with them, okay? Like, hey, let's do this together, especially if they're joining their team. Your team, you want to make sure, hey, we're going to do this together. We'll help, inspire healthy living with your community together. If they're starting on Juice Plus, I'm going to be right here with you. Those are some things you can say. And because you're already confident in it, you've already seen the results, they're going to be confident as well, just because of the way that you are, your energy. And there's a huge thing around energy, you guys. If you can say the right thing, but if you're not feeling that yourself, I will tell you that people will pick more up on your energy than what you say. Has anybody had that experience before? When maybe you said the right thing, but everybody's saying no to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you really want to be rock solid with where you are with Juice Plus as well. That's the number one thing, is that, if you believe it's a great way to get those fruits and vegetables in, you're going to be able to tell people with confidence, why it's good for them too. If you think it's expensive, I will tell you that every person that you talk to will think it's expensive. That'll be the objection that comes up for you all the time. And I just want to also share, like, compared to what, like if it's, and a lot of times we've got newer people that, you know, they're coming on and they forgot that it was fruits and vegetables, and that $2.50 a day doesn't go very far in the produce department, right? So it's food that you're getting in your body. I don't know where else you could get that many fruits and vegetables in. So, you know, for us, our family, it's a really affordable way to flood our bodies with fruits and vegetables. And so if that's maybe something that you're rock solid, you want to get your belief rock solid. Or the fact that, does it work? Does it know it works? It's still got lots of background noise. I might have to.
I hear it now too.
Okay. All right. 3 is you want to promote yourself. Okay. So again, if it's a no-brainer for you, it's going to be a no-brainer for them. Okay. You know, we have a great product and a great opportunity, but I'm going to take this to the top, and guess what? We can do it together. People want to be around people that are going somewhere, people that are up to something. Okay. If you're not confident and you're not having fun, it doesn't really matter what you say. They're probably going to be not real super excited about joining your team or getting on the product. But if you're saying, hey, I'm going with or without you, hope you'll come with me, basically is what you're saying. We're going to have a great time. It's a great product. Why wouldn't we want to inspire our communities to be able to get this into their bodies too? Okay, that's just a better way to be able to promote yourself and bring them on along with you. Okay, number 4 is you really want to be prepared. Again, you want to have, you know, access to the things that you need to get that order, you know, ready to go, or having them to join your team. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you need to do a getting started call right there. Okay, this is just getting them in the system and getting them on their way to starting their Juice Plus product or team member journey. Okay, number 5 is ask question after question. Okay, you want to be a great listener. If you are a good question asker and you're a good listener, they're going to tell you what they need to know to make that decision for themselves. Okay, so you want to remember, you're more like a consultant. You're not trying to sell them, you're trying to help them. And so we offer that solution for them, but we also need to know what it is that they need, and how does our Juice Plus product, or how does our Juice Plus virtual franchise, how does that help them to solve what they're looking for? Okay, so we're just solutionists. That's really all we are. So it's one thing to have information, it's another thing to put it into action. I love this statement, and that goes for these trainings too. You get on these trainings and they'll get all of this information, but they never even go out and try. And you guys, I'm telling you, if you'll just get out and try, talk to 2 people a day and see where it goes. Start with step 1. You don't have to remember all the steps, although it's pretty easy to write them on a little info card and take them with you. Okay, and the more you act, the better you get. Okay, so what that means is the more you do it, the better you're going to get. You may not get great results in the beginning. You will get some results, but you'll get better and better as you go, especially with some of that question answering and things like that. Okay. So questions, instead of what did you think, which Vicki, very good job on catching yourself on that.
I did it.
Good job. I mean, at least
they said they thought it was great.
Well, that's good. But you know, there's better questions than that. Did it make sense to you? You know, what did you like best about?
What did you like? What was your takeaway?
Yeah, what'd you like best? You know, pretty exciting, isn't it? Showing that it's like obvious, it's great. Can you see how this would be an opportunity for you? Maybe you've asked them what, you know, why, you know, maybe they're talking to you about joining your team. Maybe it's a mom who wants to stay home with her kids and doesn't want to go back to work.
One is.
Yeah, maybe you can see how this could be an opportunity for you. So that would be a good question.
Well, the nice thing was that they came back with a lot of questions, which, as in the book that I didn't know because I only just read it today, really showed how truly interested they were and that they were doing the pursuing on the questions. So that hasn't happened to me very often. So it was really nice. So I really paid attention to that, to how that felt, and it resonated with me to get more from them.
Yeah.
Than it just being me. I was excited.
That's good. Here's another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 meaning you have zero interest and 10 being you're ready to get started right now, where are you? That's going to tell you a lot because, if they're kind of towards the bottom, they're not 7, 8, 9, or 10, they probably need more information, okay? If they are higher to the top, they're kind of leaning toward getting started with you. So sometimes it's a good place to check in. All right, if they need more information, there's the 4-question close. And so some of the questions you could ask for question 1 is based on what you've seen. If you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? I love to ask this question. I always want to ask this question because I want to know kind of what they're thinking and how much do they need to do something else other than what they're doing. So sometimes people say, gosh, if I could just cover my order, that'd be great. That's going to be one direction for me to take that person. If somebody says, gosh, I really need to make at least $1,000 a month so that I can stay home with my child, if that was their need, right? Because I know what it is by the time I've asked this, right? Then I can direct them that way. And if they said, gosh, I'm going to need to make $30,000 a month in the next 3 months, I know that we need to really talk about being realistic, okay? So instead of asking, would you like to make $10,000 a month? You want to ask them what would they need to earn, okay? So everybody's got a different reason for being here. And so for some people, $500 a month makes all the difference. For others, they really want to make it more of a career income. And so that's going to help you also gauge kind of the time that you spend and the support that you're giving them, because you don't want, if somebody says they need to make $5,000 a month and they want to go quickly and they've got a lot of time to do it, you're going to put a lot more effort into helping that person reach that goal. But if they said they want to make, $200 a month, it would be almost silly for you to put that same energy into that person, because they're probably going to feel like, geez, lay off a little bit, I just only want to make $200 a month. So we really want to match up, our energy and I like to call it our return on investment or return on energy. We want to match that up kind of with where they're going with that. But it also allows us to paint a little bit of vision. Mm-hmm. Question number 2 is, approximately how many hours could you commit each week to develop that kind of income? So it doesn't matter whether they said $200 a month or $5,000 a month or whatever. I want to know, where are they going to carve the time out to do that? Because most people are trying to find another opportunity or way to make some money. But no matter whether it's this or anything else, they're going to have to carve out some time to do that. So I want them thinking about that now versus later. Okay. And that also, again, helps me to gauge, my energy towards helping them and how much support I need to give them so that they can reach their goals and have them feeling good about what we're doing. Because remember, our goal here is to help them to enjoy the journey, enjoy Juice Plus. Okay. Yep. Question number 3 is, how many months would you work those kind of hours in order to develop that kind of income? So I want to know, are they just wanting a quick fix? Are they wanting to keep that and have it keep growing? So this is really going to help me, again, gauge that level of commitment. Question number 4, if I could show you how to develop an income of whatever they said per month, working however many hours they said, would you be ready to get started? So I'm asking them, would you like me to put that at the register? Write that buying question. Would you like to get started? Most of the time you're going to get a positive answer, and you'll get them in, and then you might do a little brief on the compensation plan. I will tell you that this is not the time to go through the full compensation plan. I'll show them how to get their bonuses. We'll get their orders put in. We'll get them in as a team member, and I'll have an appointment set up to take them through understanding those bonuses maybe the next day or the day after at the latest. And I always say, I'm going to need about an hour of your time, 30 minutes to an hour of your time. So, I can show you what's possible, and so you can understand how easy it is to get those bonuses. And then we can decide kind of from there, what our next step will be based on kind of what you've said. Okay. Now, if they're really unrealistic, okay, and this happens very rarely, but sometimes, you don't want to try to convince them or tell them, yes, you could do that. You really want to change those expectations, okay? So, and if they're not willing to, they're looking for maybe a get rich quick thing, you don't really want to waste your time, okay? You want to create a realistic picture for them. Yes, we've had people that went really fast to $10,000 a month, but most people are not going to do that in their first 4 months of this business, okay? So if they would like to do that, certainly we can help them and show them how. We've got a lot of people even on our team that make that much money a month, but it takes time and effort to get there, just like any career. And so, you know, they may need some more education, some more exposures. And so what you'll want to do there is if they're not going to be unrealistic and they say, oh yeah, I'd like to do that. And yeah, I can, you know, they're going to let you basically guide them. You're going to schedule what is that next exposure for them, and you just start over and repeat that process, okay? Same thing on the product. You know, if they're having unrealistic expectations that they're going to take it for a month and it's going to cure whatever their issue was, you know, we need to take that expectation back down and say, look, you know what, there's a reason why our capsules are shipped in a 4-month supply, and it's because all of your red blood cells, it takes at least that for that to regenerate over the course of a year, your DNA and everything. You really are built out of what you eat. And so did you want to just be healthy for the next month, or did you want to be healthy for a lifetime? You know, you want to repaint that so you're not wasting your time, because if you say, yeah, and get them signed up and they don't have those results in that month, then it just was a waste of your time and it was a waste of theirs as well. So, okay. So that's what I have for you guys this week. So this week, keep practicing, you guys. Like I said, maybe put those 7 steps on a little card, and
that's a good idea.
Let's just work on number 1. Let's just try to talk to 2 people a day and start with step 1 and get that scheduled follow-up, and we can start taking them through this process, okay? And if you've got people that are, you know, looking at you have your follow-up calls, it's time to start practicing asking them to get started with Juice Plus or join your team. And then we take it from there, because next week is going to be helping your new distributor get started the right way. So any questions?
Reagan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have a couple of comments, if I may.
Yes.
The first one is when you talked about words will either instill confidence or create doubt or that sort of thing. It really is true. I mean, it's like saying, I'm not good at public speaking, or I'm not good at such and such. They're like self-fulfilling prophecies, which every time you say that, it's like the universe comes back to you and says, you're right, you aren't very good at any of that. And so that's why I love what you had to say about that, where we've got to be the one to create the confidence and expect that they're going to either want to join us or have a sale. So I love that. That was really awesome. The other thing is, I love that you said, if you were to get started with this company, how much would you need to make in a month in order for this to be worth your while? I love that question.
Yeah.
That's an incredible question. I don't know if I've ever heard you say that before. If you did, I never wrote it down. But that is really terrific. And I think it makes a whole lot of sense. And I think it's very helpful. And plus all the other questions going with that one.
I think that's a really important one. Like, I have a couple of distributors that have joined me since January who they're adorable. They're just adorable, and I see so much potential in them. They're like the kind of people that if they even wanted to just take a little bit of time and put it, they could go national marketing director really quickly. They're amazing people in just the way they are already. They came with talent, right? But they don't see that, and they are busy doing other projects. It's just not the right time for them. So because I asked that question and they're like, well, I really like to get my product covered, maybe even make a couple $100s a month. It really gave me the freedom to kind of move forward, allow them to be where they are, support them to the extent that they need, but go find some other people to work with without hanging my hat on this one person who I think is amazing, right? That doesn't want to do it, right? Instead of saying, you know what, at least I've shown them what they can do. They know I'm here. My goal for them is for them to enjoy their business, enjoy their product, no matter what that is. But, you know, when I first started, I would have been like trying to push them to do more. Oh, you could totally do this. And instead, I can go find somebody else that wants to do that and still keep this amazing person and hold a spot for them, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a super important question to ask.
So Reagan, if you get someone that wants to join the team, gets it, understands the product and what the team focus is, and they say, well, I'd like to cover my product and maybe earn make a car payment. So would this be appropriate to say, well, let's get you started. We'll get you through the first couple of steps. Have you achieved the bonus structure that we've got? Reevaluate, and we'll get you working toward that goal as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So let's look at that first step. So, and we're going to go through this next week as well.
Oh, okay.
But for that person, it's like, well, let's just look at that. What is their next step? Because what happens is sometimes, you guys, we bring people on and we talk to them about being a national marketing director, and they can't even see who they're going to talk to first, right? So it's like, well, let's just go inspire some healthy living. Let's just get started inspiring healthy living. And who is it? One of the things I like to ask people when they are getting on Juice Plus is I say to them, and you might want to write this down because it's a great way to really open up the door to having people join you in your business. And I just say, look, my mission is inspiring healthy living around the world. Now, because I asked good questions, I know what their health goals are at this point in time. I've already done my story, my presentation. They know about Juice Plus. And so maybe let's say Transform 30, okay? Maybe they came to a Transform 30 presentation. So when you said that you wanted, because I always say, if there was something you could change or transform in your health, what would it be? And we'll get a different answer from everybody. So maybe one of the ladies said, well, I'd really like to lose 10 pounds. And maybe another lady said, gosh, I just never have any energy. I'd like to have more energy. I would come back and say, when you said, so my mission is inspiring healthy living around the world. When you said you wanted to lose 10 pounds and you wanted to have more energy, do you know 2 or 3 other people that might struggle with those same things that would benefit from the same information? And would you help me by sharing this information with them so we can also inspire healthy living around the world with them? They always say yes. Okay. So I've already
asking them what their goal would first be.
Well, I know what in the beginning
of being on the product.
I asked them, if you could transform something in your health, what would that be? So I already know what I'm talking, what am I going to highlight in my story or in my presentation, right? Because I want to make sure I can relate with them and help them. This isn't about me. This is about helping them, right?
Yeah.
So if I lose weight and have more energy, whatever these maybe 2 people were, surely 2 or 3, do you know 2 or 3 other people that probably want to lose 10 pounds? Yeah, my mom, my sister, they usually start naming them. Well, I'll tell you what, would you be willing to share this information with them and help inspire healthy living around the world? They always say yes. Then I can say, you know what, for doing that, it's very easy for you to also offset the investment of your own Juice Plus, but also you can even get $100 healthy living plan bonus just for helping to inspire that healthy living around the world. So for $50, so it kind of leads me right into, for $50, you're able to join as a member, and we're able to also inspire other people. And, maybe we can talk to your sister and your mom in the next couple of days. Is that something you'd help me do? So I've already got them thinking about talking, and they already have a name and a picture in their head, right, before we even get started.
Thanks. That's great.
And whether they join as a member or not, maybe it's a referral at that point. Maybe they, I don't want to do that, but, I do want you to talk to my mom. Great. I'm happy to give her a call. Okay?
Yeah.